Hello, people. I am Goosathy, and this is just going to be a, an unscripted video of me rambling and my unscripted thoughts on what I've played of Silksong so far, because I need to talk about this fucking game. Yeah. So let's do it. Intro, go. So let's get some obvious things out of the way. The game looks really good. I think... what do you want me to say? It's Hollow Knight. Of course it looks good. And I think... I don't know. Because the art in the first game is, of course, really good. But I think the character designs are slightly more interesting. The environments, I feel like, are super well put together. They have really great atmosphere. I don't think there's really anything to say about the visuals aside from they're really good. I really like the way Hornet is animated. We'll get to her actually, but yeah, good visuals. The combat is also really fun, obviously, but I'd argue way more fun than even in the first game. I mean, yeah, I would say that. Hornet's acrobatness, agility, that's the word I'm looking for. Her agility really adds to the combat, I feel like. You got the dive or downward move, that's a lot different from the more basic one in the original. And then she can also grab ledges and jump from them. So it just makes movement also, but also combat really a lot smoother than in the first game, I feel like. And there's nothing wrong with the first game's movement, but Silksong blows it out of the water a little bit. Oh yeah, there's also little tools that you can use, thingies that you can throw, like the traps from Hornet's boss fights, but also little knives or whatever. Those add a lot because it gives you more options, especially from a distance. There are different types that you can use. There's different crests. They basically act like little presets that you can use for your abilities and weapons and shit. So that's cool. I'm not sure how much I'll use it. There's one crest that I probably won't use at all or very much, and that's the Beast crest, because it's a lot different from the other two so far. But we'll see. I guess now we'll talk about the characters, and to start, Hornet, I think, adds a lot to the game as a character. Before, as much as I love silent protagonists, like the Knight in the original, I think Hornet having, input on the people, or, actually talking to the people you speak to, that's cool, and I think it adds a lot, a layer of something that the first game didn't have. I also feel like this might just be a me thing, but I feel like I've been connecting with the NPCs a lot more than in the first game. There are just a few that I really like, and there aren't really... there are some that I can point out from the first game. And the first game did have good NPCs overall, I would say. But this game, I feel like I just like the NPCs a little more. To name a few, the Bell Beast, which is the second boss you fight in the game. I think that's the second boss I fought. That was cool. And I was like, isn't this the guy that you ride through the tunnels, whatever? Wasn't he in the trailer? And I was right. And he's so cute. I love him. And then there's also Chakra, I think her name is. The one that gives you maps. She's super cool. Oh yeah, there's also Sherma, I think, who's always fucking banging her fucking bell. She's cute as hell. Freaking Moss Druid or whatever. I don't know, I just feel like the character is slightly more interesting, and it might just be because Hornet actually talks to them a little. And I feel like that enhances kind of both of them because it gives them both more personality. The music, I feel like, might be one area where the game is slightly worse than the first game. But I don't want to say bad at all because it's still really good. But maybe just not as memorable. One thing that I do like is again, this is completely unrelated to what I just said, but that's the consequences of this being unscripted. Is the money. The money is interesting. It's a lot more scarce in this game, because in the first game, it kind of feels like Geo is coming from everywhere. You can get it from basically most of the enemies. But in this game, there are only a select few enemies that you can get, and the ones that you get them from, it makes sense, which I think is cool. Apart from that, you can really only get it from like little pockets here and there of the world. It makes money feel a lot more scarce and a lot more valuable, and it makes you think about how you need to use it, how you need to use your rosaries or whatever. Just like in real life. I had a little trouble getting used to the ledge grabbing move that Hornet can do, but I don't think it's a huge problem. I think it's just something you gotta get used to, because in the first game you don't grab ledges at all. I guess in the first game I got used to going off a ledge and immediately going back or whatever, or sometimes they do it in this game occasionally. So that would lead to me grabbing the ledge when I didn't want to. So that's kind of weird. It's just something I think you gotta get used to. You gotta grab the ledge when you want to or something. It's not a huge issue. Another thing that I'd say that another thing that I noticed about the gameplay as a whole is that it's a lot more linear than the first game, I feel like, which I think is interesting, because in the first game it's like you go down to the Forgotten Crossroads and everything is basically orbiting it, and you can, as long as you find the right ability first, then you can pretty much go in any direction. But in this game, it's pretty much you go in a fairly straight line. The game does expect you to go back and like do other stuff like side quests and stuff, which are cool. I think it's cool that they added side quests. It's a fun little thing that you can do to break up the gameplay, which I think is nice. But yeah, interestingly linear. I don't think I really have a problem with that, because it's a lot less easy to get lost. And you know, maybe I was just terrible at video games back then, but when I first played Hollow Knight, I had no fucking clue where to go. I can't imagine that being as much of a problem for this game, and I don't know if that was just me being bad. Excuse me? I don't know if that was just... This recording fucking sucks. I hate you. Don't jump on my PC, please. Don't do it. I will remove you from the premises. I don't know if I was just bad at video... She fucking jumped. She did it. I don't know if I was just bad at video games back then, or if I just, you know, it wasn't as much of a problem on my more recent playthrough, because I'd actually played the game and I knew generally where to go. But it's really easy to get lost in Hollow Knight. It's a very wandery Metroidvania. But I can't see that being as much of a problem for Silksong, and it could potentially make it somewhat more accessible. Maybe. My evil fucking cat finally laid down, so that's good. Just as I was about to run out of things to say, I guess. So that's essentially everything that I have to say so far. I've played the game for almost 7 hours. I've been playing it pretty slow, but this is gonna be a serious contender for not only my favorite game of 2025, but one of my favorite games ever. So, and it's been 7 hours. I think that fucking means something. As for 2025, I don't know. The only thing that I really feel like is going to rival it is Donkey Kong Bonanza, which I sadly have not played yet. But Silksong is really fucking good, obviously. You should play it. It is insane that they are charging a mere $20 for this thing. But yeah. Good game. I'm gonna play it more when my Switch charges. Yeah. Cue outro.